Hello everyone. Let me tell you a story. There were many days during my 30 years of work life when I felt like I was racing against the clock. Is this a problem also for you? My days were packed. Meetings, deadlines, personal commitments. It felt like I was constantly juggling a million things and dropping most of them. I tried every time management hack out there. To-do lists, apps, calendars, you name it. But nothing seemed to work. I was exhausted and frustrated, wondering if I was just bad at managing time. Then one day it dawned on me. Time wasn't the problem. Time is neutral. It can never be controlled. The earth keeps rotating whether I like it or not. I could never manage time. I could only use time wisely. The real issue was how I was managing myself within those hours. Welcome to Agna Academy. I am Girish Hebbani. Do you treat time as if it's the problem, like I did earlier? But think about this slightly differently. Time isn't an enemy to conquer. It's a blank canvas for self-expression, to paint your story. The problem isn't the lack of hours. It's the lack of alignment between you, your actions, and your values. If what you're doing doesn't resonate with your core purpose, you will always feel drained, no matter how time efficient you are. So the real question is not how do I manage my time better, it's how do I align my time with my purpose. Once you shift from managing minutes to managing actions with meaning, everything changes. In today's episode, we are addressing the root causes that takes us away from our purpose: distractions, disorganization, and lack of discipline. Let's dive in. Let's unpack this through a simple sporting scenario. Imagine you being a coach. Your protege tennis player starts strong in a match but falters as firstly distractions. They keep glancing at the crowd and listening to sideline chatter, get irritated, and get timed out when ready to serve. Disorganization. Disorganization isn't just physical, it's mental. Their game strategy falls apart because they don't play to their strengths or opponents' weaknesses, leading to unforced errors at crucial points. Next is lack of discipline. Frustrated by unforced errors, they start taking high risk shots rather than sticking to their usual style. The result? They lose the match not because their opponent was better, but because they couldn't manage their focus, plan, and emotions. What would your advice be in this situation? Would you say managing yourself is key? Distractions, lack of preparation, and emotional reactions takes you away from the main game and can undo even the best effort that you are putting in. Here are some insights. Don't make a to-do list. Make a not to-do list. Research says the average person spends 51% of their workday on tasks of little or to no value. On average, people are interrupted about 60 times a day. People spend around 6 hours and 40 minutes surfing the web or social media every day. So a total of 12 hours out of 24 hours per day is gone, wasted. It all finally adds up. The lesson is there is plenty of time, but there are also so many things that are taking us away from our main purpose. Our ability to manage ourselves, to bring ourselves back to the main game, is what we need to be working on. Let's understand a bit deeper. Distractions is going beyond the obvious. Let's talk distractions, but with a difference. Have you ever considered that some distractions aren't that bad? Is it good if it is a deliberate action taken by you to take time out for a while? Yes, it is. Consider some distractions as information. For instance, when you feel tempted to check your phone often, ask yourself, why? Are you bored? What I do not know what the next step is. So the distraction might be pointing to a deeper issue. So don't ignore it. Disorganize. It's a new way to get rid of clutter. We often think of not organized as a physical problem to solve, but what it is actually a signal. Modern thinkers suggest that clutter is not just a physical issue, it's a sign that your mental model is outdated, for the type of work that you're doing. Discipline often feels like a battle of willpower. Discipline isn't about sheer willpower. It's about designing habits that work with your brain but not against it. So instead of forcing discipline into habits, think about redesigning it. Let's talk about some solutions to situations. Turning distractions into data. Every time you feel pulled away from what you are doing, jot down what's distracting you and why. Over time, patterns will emerge, revealing what's truly misaligned in your workflow or your mindset. Design for flow, not for perfection. Do you spend a lot of time deciding what to wear? Wanting everything to be spotless and in its right place? Well, instead of aiming for perfectly organized space, design your environment to make your next action obvious. For example, leave out the things needed for your current and the next day. This eliminates decision time and fatigue. Multitasking isn't always bad or good, it's just often done wrong. Instead of multitasking on unrelated tasks, consider layered multitasking, combining tasks that require different types of attention. For example, brainstorming ideas while cooking or doing laundry. The key is to pair an active task with a passive one. The next is let's reframe procrastination. What if it's not laziness but a lack of emotional clarity? Modern research suggests we procrastinate because the task triggers discomfort, whether it's fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or just boring to do. Here's how to tackle it. When you find yourself procrastinating, pause and identify the emotion behind it. Or if a task feels overwhelming, ask yourself, how can I make this more enjoyable or meaningful? Sometimes a simple tweak like adding music or breaking the task into smaller parts can change everything for you. So here are some takeaways. Manage yourself, not time. You can manage yourself by aligning your actions with your purpose. Reduce distractions, get organized mentally, and instead of willpower, be patient and slowly rebuild habits. I challenge you to try some ideas that we have discussed today. Maybe it's keeping track of your distraction, introducing voluntary distraction breaks, layered multitasking, or reframing procrastination. Please explore what works for you. Thank you for tuning in. If this episode sparked new ideas, share it with someone who might benefit. Until next time, remember, we are not managing time. We are redefining it by using it wisely. Huru for now.